The days are longer, the calendar is filling up, and I want to feel as good as this beautiful summer weather. That's why I've been loving Groons. It's one daily pack of gummies that covers my greens, vitamins, and minerals, and even has 6 grams of prebiotic fiber. So I don't need to juggle a complicated wellness routine on top of everything else. They taste amazing. They're easy to toss in my bag on the go. Plus, they're vegan, gluten-free, and HSA, FSA eligible for reimbursement. Save up to 52% off with promo code podcast at Gruns.co. That's code podcast at GRUNS.co.
Holiday tips and fun facts from Paul, Kristen, and Dexter at Total Wine & More.
The custom of bumping glasses with the cheers came from old Rome. When in Rome, cheers!
A pork crown roast with cranberry stuffing deserves a ripe, fruit-forward Cabernet from Paso Robles. Let me help you find the perfect bottle.
Looking for the right wine for a meaningful gift? Consider me your wine concierge.
Whether you're entertaining or just bringing the wine, we'd love to share our always low prices and ridiculous selection with you. This holiday, now offering same-day delivery at TotalWine.com. Cheers!
Welcome back to TalkNorth.com. Thank you for listening. If you can, please download before you listen. It helps our business. I'd also like to thank our producer, Brandon Morton, and let you know if you'd like to sponsor this program or any of the programs on the network, you can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com. As always, I say this in a very loving way, Michael. You look terrible.
I know. I landed yesterday from Atlanta and immediately took one deep breath and was hit by an allergy attack that I get every year, end of August, that lasts me about a month. I think it's my pre-training camp blues. All of a sudden it's 2 weeks from today is training camp and you realize, oh my God, your life's about to change. No more just jet setting to Cancun and things like that. So yeah, immediately eyes started itching, runny nose, and now woke up with the worst sore throat. So it's God, it's just every year, exact time. It's like clockwork, and it's only here in Minnesota. It's like the pollen in the air or something. I used to joke that they should give out Zyrtec on a stick at the state fair, and boom, and man, it's hit me.
It's funny, I had this conversation with Cheryl Reeve. Hers is postseason letdown, which I experienced as a beat writer. I'd always get through the season with no illnesses, and as soon as the season's over, I'd get sick as a dog because all my defenses let down, and she's having the same thing right now. But here's how stupid I am, Michael. I get sick this time of the year every year, but I always forget that it's allergies. So I've been taking sinus medications and Advils and everything, and drinking tons of water and all these home remedies, and I forget, oh yeah, it's allergies. So I went out and I bought some actually powerful allergy medication yesterday. Took it and immediately felt better. How stupid am I not?
What's it called again?
It's Xyzal.
Xyzal.
And that's not a sponsored deal. It just happened to work for me. So
I'll try that one because I've been taking a bunch of other stuff that's not working.
He's Michael Russo. This is the Russo-Souhan Show. This is our hockey show on TalkNorth.com. A lot of great shows going on right now, and we're adding some new ones, including Soccer with Malice. Craig Malice, former United player and international soccer personality, will be doing a show 4 o'clock on Friday at the local if you want to stop by there and check out Craig's show. Just starting it out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to tie in with the United and international soccer. Check out all the shows at TalkNorth.com. Follow us on Twitter, all that stuff. Download the shows if you would. It's a better listening experience. It's better for our business. Thanks to Brandon Morton, our producer. And again, you can subscribe at iTunes, your favorite podcast app. Just follow us on social media to get the links that way. Go to TalkNorth.com, whatever you like. We appreciate it. Thanks to our sponsors, Dulono's Pizza. Our next live show, Wednesday, September 5th, 5:30 at Dulono's Pizza, downtown Minneapolis on 4th Street. Easy parking right next to it. Easy parking on the street. Easy parking in Ramp C. It's very accessible, which is one of the things we love about it. It's a sports bar, so there are games on the TV. They're going to have beer specials during the shows. Thanks also to Twill in the Edina Galleria, Scott Dayton's men's clothing store, which I go to all the time, Whizkids.tech, your local cloud IT services and everything else you need with tech provider and helper, Fixology Repair, John Hedges' place in the Mall of America and in downtown Minneapolis in the Skyway, and Tony Hoaglund, your State Farm agent in Champlin, Hoaglund. Where do you want to start? You want to start with lifestyle or hockey?
Oh, I'm scared to find out what you mean by lifestyle.
Because I'm boring. Everybody knows I'm boring. I advertise that I'm boring. My wife and I, we watch TV, we take walks, we play with our dog. We're boring. You're not. You travel all the time. So what's the latest excursion?
I just got back from Atlanta yesterday. I was visiting family. Saw Oliver. Oliver's doing well. Thank you for asking.
How's the ferocious Yorkie doing? That's what I'm worried about.
So I didn't get to see the ferocious Yorkie, but last night I got a text from my mother. It's like, I wish you were here right now. The Yorkie's outside going berserk. I'm reading this text.
I know because I saw it on CNN. Yeah. All the bodies strewn. It was a big report.
Yeah, my mother made it very clear to me that the Yorkie is not cute. That it wears a muzzle and a stroller. And but Oliver is the scars everywhere, but like nothing ever happened to
It's not funny. I don't know why you made fun of him.
No, I don't know.
Your dog almost died, and you had a good time.
Every time I was like playing with Oliver this whole week, I was like, "Why were you attacked, Oliver?" and never answered. But it's a different dog. Like inside, it's the same dog that it was, but you bring outside. And it is scared of its own shadow. It's looking around. If it goes to it goes to the bathroom. It like immediately wants to be picked up after. It's that kind of sucks. Like from that standpoint. But yeah, it's looking. It's got its head on a swivel now. It's not going to get attacked again. I can promise you that.
Is Barbara taking it to any like self-defense classes?
I've asked that. I think that the dog should do that.
I think so. Yeah. I think just the dogs just carry around a little spray can of mace.
Yeah.
It's pepper spray. Pepper spray works on ferocious Yorkies.
Look at that Delta that just landed in the Phoenix airport right as John McCain's being. His plane's about to take off for Washington, D.C.
Oh, it's going to be a dog in the park looking at squirrels kind of show, people. He's
I know.
The TV's on in front of him. He's just going to basically narrate what he sees on the TV. It's going to be it's going to be an awesome show.
I want to be on that plane. That's a cool look plane. That United States of America is that like the vice president's plane?
I think that must be Air Force. Well, I don't know. I'm guessing it's Air Force 2, but it could be Air Force 1.
Yeah, they probably have several. Looks like a 757.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yep. So,
Planes,
did you watch the memorial service? It was
I saw. I had to do some other stuff.
Larry Fitzgerald gave a eulogy.
I saw Larry speaking, and I've seen him speak before. He's very impressive, and it's kind of cool that he had that relationship with John McCain.
Yeah, and then Biden gave a real powerful speech, and now heading to Washington, a Lion State.
But let's get to the big news. Traverse City.
Yes. We're at that point of the summer,
of the season, yes.
when the fact that you even know that the Wild prospects go to Traverse City is amazing. 12 homegrown draft picks, Jim, are going to Traverse City. I'm still a little shocked they're letting Jordan Greenway play.
I don't know why the Wild can't just have all Minnesota players.
Yeah, I know. I mean, 2 years ago, not to alarm people, but why would you let Greenway play in this? Or is it just because you're embarrassed by your prospects?
The whole show is you alarming people. Why would you say I don't want to alarm people?
But I just don't get it. 2 years ago, they lost Olofsson on day one to a sprained knee. Last year, they lose Mason Shaw, one of their top prospects, for the entire year with a torn ACL and MCL. What is the point? What can Greenway prove there? So I just don't get that, why they would even risk it. But Greenway's going, Ladny is going, Sokolov, which will be interesting to watch, Belpedio. Who else I saw in there? Mason Shaw will return to the scene of the crime and play. So that's what's going on. But they only got 12 draft picks on their roster playing in that tournament.
Let's plug Dulono's Pizza because we want to get people out. It's been a great place to have live shows. We appreciate those who've shown up. And the cool thing is people are showing up and having full meals and drinks and beer and really hanging out with us, which is a blast. And it's a cool setup, too, because people can sit right at the table with us, or they can pretend they don't know us and sit up in the corner, which is, your people sit up close, my people just kind of stay away.
Vicky's been bringing us tomatoes and cucumbers.
Oh, the cucumbers are unbelievable.
Yeah.
They are so good. I appreciate it. So Dulono's Pizza is at 118 North 4th Street. That's 4th with a numeral 4, downtown Minneapolis. Their number is 612-767-9494. They've been around 60 years. We obviously go to the place in Minneapolis. They also have a location in Woodbury. They've been around 60 years. They are fairly new to the downtown Minneapolis location. That's one of the reasons we're kind of aligning with them to let people know about that. They're open till 3 a.m., okay? This is a place you can go for lunch specials and lunch buffets. It's a place you can go late at night for a drink. Bubble hockey, jukebox, big screen TVs, great pizza, gluten-free crusts on the pizza, which I appreciate, salads, wraps, whatever you want. They have great stuff. So, and also you can check out their menu yourself at dulonospizza.com. All right, should we talk about Traverse City? Is there anything else to say about it?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, that's September 7th it starts. We'll be live streamed on wild.com.
There was a note in my paper that Zach Parisi was surprised that the Wild didn't make any big moves in the offseason. Would you interpret that as just surprise or disappointment?
Both.
Idea?
I mean, he's a human being. And I mean, I think that he was surprised. I think a lot of people were surprised. I think the players themselves all expected that a couple of them would be moved. I've mentioned before on the podcast that I would get notes from, texts or Instagram messages and things like that, of players wanting to know the latest. And Zach is definitely one of them. So, I think that a lot of people are just expected some sort of change, and obviously that hasn't happened. So now they got to come in, and they're going to go back in with the same, kind of mantra that they've done this several years. I mean, raising the bar is this year's. 2 years ago is now or never.
I hate these slogans.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing.
What if your slogan is now or never, and you don't do it?
Yeah, I know. Well, I know, and I don't remember if that was the exact one. I got to look it up, But I mean, yeah, it just seems like the Wild every year come in with the same mindset. All right, now's the time that we got to, prove ourselves, get over the hump, and
fight till the end.
Yeah, fight to the end, and the end always comes too quick for them. So, what you hope is that the players don't become as numb to it as I think a lot of fans are. I think fans are tired of the same thing every year. They've been waiting for this team to get over the hump, and they never do. And so it's up to, look, this is the roster. You can't just go into the season with a defeatist mentality and say, all right, it's over. I mean, they've got to come in and make the playoffs again, and then you worry about getting over the hump then, raising the bar then. But you're right. I mean, there's a lot of guys on this team that are hitting that, the mid-30s mark of their careers. I don't want to say they're in the twilights, but for them it is getting to that point where they've got to do it. And it's up to them. There were a lot of guys that were disappointments down the stretch there.
There's an inherent contradiction with the Wild fan base, and I want to get to that next. Let's thank Twill and the Edina Galleria, TWILL. Great place to shop if you're a man. Great place to shop if you want fancy stuff, but also a great place to shop if you just want to go play golf and have cool stuff to wear around in the summer. Really well-made stuff that's going to last you the rest of your life. I bought a bunch of Johnny O and Peter Millar stuff there, and it just wears so well. I've had it for, some of that stuff I've had for a couple of years now, and it looks like it's absolutely brand new. You can buy Alden shoes. It's a Peter Millar crown shop. They have cool, and if you're a woman, you can go in there and buy nice clothes for your husband or boyfriend or whatever, or your father. Or you can buy some really cool stuff. They always have these little innovative touches, whether it's luggage or different kinds of belts, different kind of, I'll call them doodads, Michael, that I would not have imagined. But when you go in there, they always have something new and interesting. So it's a great place to buy gifts as well. The Dining Galleria, easy shopping, easy in and out, easy staff to deal with, easy store to navigate, twillmn.com.
Jim usually doesn't like to shop for clothes. I don't like it when he shops for clothes either, because he used to buy stuff I'd want to throw out. That's why I'm so glad he's found Twill in the Edina Galleria. He likes shopping there because of the comfortable environment and the friendly staff. He finds clothes that actually fit him properly and are high-quality brands that will look great for years, whether he's golfing or working. Our favorites so far are Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Barber. We spend our money at Twill because we love the clothes and we love the no-pressure shopping. Drop by Twill in the Edina Galleria for the best shopping experience and best clothes you'll find in the Twin Cities.
How do you spell doodads?
DOO-DADS is what I'm just made up.
What's the genesis? Genesis.
Well, we're going to have to look that up, aren't we? We are at that point of the summer, aren't we?
Yep. We're going to have a little spelling bee on there.
Doodad. I actually spelled it correctly,
It's
although
origin.
it's not always hyphenated. Sometimes it's just one word. Early 20th century of unknown origin. The mystery gets really boring. Here's the inherent contradiction with Wild fans. Most of the Wild fans we speak with, most of the Wild fans we hear from, especially on social media and in person, express frustration over the franchise. And yet they fill the building, and the people who are frustrated don't stop watching. They don't stop caring.
Well, first of all, they love hockey.
Yeah.
And second of all, this team can at times be very exciting to watch, especially
absolutely.
at home. I mean, last year they were terrific at home.
Yep.
Not so great on the road. And there's still a lot to like about the team. I've said it. They have a lot of good players. I mean, again, you still have a young core that last year Zucker had 33 goals. Obviously, Granlund had a huge, second half and another quality season. Coyle and Nino looking for bounce back years, but Nino especially has a history of scoring. Stahl had a great year last year, 42 goals.
It is amazing. It's still amazing.
Fun to watch guys like Dumba
42
and
goals from
Spurgeon.
Eric Stahl. That was awesome stuff.
So, it's still the local NHL team. It's what you got. But that doesn't mean that there's not frustration that you want to see. And it becomes even more frustrating when you see a newbie team like the Vegas Golden Knights in their first year go all the way to the Stanley Cup final and with two of your players that you watched here or one that you hope to watch here for many, many years. So that's life. I get why Wild fans are frustrated, but I also get why they watch the team.
Yeah.
After the dog days of summers when you're, stuck listening to podcasts about Traverse City, it's nice to actually see guys on the ice that you like and respect and are entertained by go out and perform. Is there any hockey news or are there any hockey developments you want to discuss? Is there anything you've learned in the last week that we haven't talked about yet? No. Just looking forward to seeing these guys. I'm going out to Braemar on Friday to watch them skate, and I'll be doing that a lot next week as well. I'm just getting ready. I met with my editor today to go over a bunch of story ideas. September 13th is the day that the new practice facility will be unveiled to all of us in the media. That'll be a real fun thing to watch. And again, training camp 2 weeks from Thursday. Wow. It's fast approaching. Yeah, especially when you're now entrenched in, if you're a Gophers fan or a Vikings fan, and you now you got football coming. And all of a sudden, you get this excitement coming with the Wild and the Timberwolves soon following. What's the best thing about your job? I don't know. I said it last night. I was on that Millennial show that you have with Alex Zappa and Rick and The Flow, and it was fun going over there to Punch Bowl Social to do the show. And I said the best part of my job. I think I talked a lot about travel in the off season and doing it for free. But the best part of my job is getting paid to cover hockey. I'm still amazed that you can make a living out of this and a job that you genuinely love and get paid doing it. It's just the coolest thing in the world. And when I'm watching my brother stress his being a partner at a law firm the last 4 days in Atlanta and giving himself heart attacks over audits that he had to deal with and a lawsuit that he's dealing with and coming home and being stressed about that. And, my stress is like... Players mad at you. Yeah, exactly. Which happens a lot. I got to deal with one tomorrow. You should be nicer. So, yeah. That's my advice to you, Michael. You should be nicer. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. That's probably the best part. But it's getting to go to hockey rinks and traveling and seeing this country and all the stuff that you get to deal with. So, would you agree with that? Again. Well, I'm older than you are, and I've become. When I covered baseball, I did it because in part I wanted to do the travel thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I would say that travel no longer is very attractive. Business travel is no longer very attractive to me. It's more of a nuisance than anything else. I think it's important because it's important to, newspapers and real journalistic entities send their people out in the field and go get things firsthand. So I think professionally it's still a desirable thing. Personally, I'd rather be home.
You know, it's just not the same thing. But you're younger than I am, and you're single, and you love hockey, you know, and you haven't been, and you're a beat writer, so you really have to be there to do your job. For me, you know, it's more of a professional than a personal preference at this point.
Yeah, I will say, not to whine about jobs, but man, it's a grind traveling now. Like it used to be so easy, and I used to love it. Now it's just, I don't know if it's something about Minneapolis Airport too. Like security is just getting crazy at this airport.
Minneapolis is bad.
I mean, it is. You know, I don't know if it's just a busier airport now, or if it's the way that they've redesigned the way security is there. But it is. I think it's like there's an immediate stress when you walk in and you just see just throng of people everywhere, and lines that aren't coordinated, you know, that are look like helter skelter. And I don't know what they've done there, or if it again has just become the busiest airport in history, but. Holy mackerel, like it's just, and I don't find this at other airports. I mean, there's so many other airports that it's just such a breeze to get through, and, you know, there's nothing worse than suddenly, maybe it is all the, you know, they're doing all the renovations out front too, but man, you walk into the front of Minneapolis Airport now, and Minneapolis St. Paul, don't be upset with me, to that one Twitter follower I blocked. But, you know, like you look left and you look right and you see thousands of people every time you go in, especially in the morning. The lines are everywhere. They're unorganized. I mean, it's just hundreds of people lined up. I was flying out last Wednesday, which should be a normal time. And again, it was like I think a 8:50, no, last Sunday. So an 8:50 flight, which is not super early. And, you know, you look at the TSA pre-check line, and there's got to be 200 and something people on it, and they got one carousel, you know, one security line going. It's
gotten bad.
You know, just, I don't know. So to get back, I mean, like the art of traveling is not as fun as it used to be. It's just so hectic now. Compared to maybe it was just that I was younger and it didn't bother me as much.
No, it's gotten worse.
Yeah, it definitely has gotten worse. And it's not, trust me, it's not the security, like, you know, I don't want people to all of a sudden, like, you know, like, hey, 9/11 happened, this is what, like, that's not what I'm talking about. I've been traveling for, it's going to be my 24th hockey season coming up, you know, like, it just seems to be chaos in the airports now.
It is, and let's face it, the TSA system is designed to catch a really, really stupid terrorist. They ain't going to catch anybody intelligent.
Right.
They're going to catch. They don't look at the right things on the right people anyway. So they ain't doing us much good. They're just hassling us. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with that, but I also want them, like, you know, like one of them took a lighter of mine like a month ago that they're not supposed to do.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's just random.
The Zuckers just had like a TSA person took their formula, the baby formula.
That's the thing. Well,
like, are you kidding?
So my wife and I will go through security, and, you know, in the summer she'll be wearing like a tank top, right? Mm-hmm. And kind of a sheer tank top, and they will like put their hands underneath the band on the tank top. Because they think there's a bomb in the little band of the tank top, not in my laptop, not in, you know, I mean, there's a lot of stupidity. I understand security, but you don't have to be stupid. You don't have to be bad at your job. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, those are, you know, I don't know what they're doing there, but you know, as I said, it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old and you're tired and it's not as easy catching up. It probably didn't help that I was at the airport like after a Trampled by Turtles concert the night before, so I was already just exhausted.
No, but even when I'm fresh on the airport, it's just a bad process.
Like early flights used to be so simple, and now they're just not.
Worse,
you know?
I know.
Yeah.
Thanks to Hey, let's introduce the sponsor right after we just complained a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. I know. Whizkids.tech is a Minneapolis company that has been sponsoring a few of the shows on the network. We appreciate it. We love working with local companies who Michael Russo and Cheryl Reeve and John Krasinski and Roy Smalley and people like that are. They can be your chief technology ally. They help or manage IT services, unified communications, and cloud services. They've been out to our shows, very personable people, very helpful. They have a great help desk system. Check them out at Whizkids.tech, WHIZKIDS.tech.
Hello, Minnesota sports fans. This is Michael Thanner, founder and CEO of Whizkids. Whizkids is a Minneapolis-based managed IT, hosted VoIP, and cloud services provider. Businesses today require fast response times, skilled support staff, clear communication, and technology recommendations that align with their business goals. At WizKids, we do this each and every day with our clients. When you call into our help desk for support or work with one of our higher-level engineers on a complex issue, you'll find our staff personable and ready to roll up their sleeves to help you solve your technology problems. Reach out to WizKids today to find out how we can help your business meet your technology goals. Visit us online at Whizkids.tech. That's Whizkids.tech. WizKids, make it happen.
All right, I think some Twitter questions would be in order.
Yeah, we got a bunch of them.
Yeah, we don't always get to them when we do live shows. Again, the next live show, 5:30, Wednesday, September 5th at Dulono's Pizza. Let's see. And Jersey Joe, what do you think of Swiss youth hockey with the growth of players like Josie Fiala and Nico Hershier? Making great.
Yeah, I mean, Yossi,
Did I say Josie?
Youth hockey in Switzerland's been tremendous.
I'm reading phonetically here.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting better and better. I mean, I remember at the 2010 Olympics, Switzerland was, wreaking havoc with some teams. And obviously Nino's a heck of a prospect and things like that. So, I think that we've seen for a long time that hockey overseas is just getting better and better. When I covered the Florida Panthers, they had Finns and Swedes and everybody over there. So, but they get great coaching over in Switzerland too. North American players love to go over there and play if they can't get a job here as well. It's just, if you've been to Switzerland, it's just been awesome. But they really coach them up well there. So,
all righty. Will Tyler Seguin be with the Stars if they miss the playoffs after this season?
I just have such trouble believing that they would give him up. I mean, it was a swipe to get him begin with, and just from what I know about him, he absolutely loves Dallas. So it's just whether or not they want to make that bold move, and we'll see. I still think that he resigns there. But, I think they're the team that could show him the money, also give him the max contract where other teams can't. But if I had to say right now, I think Seguin stays there, but he'd be perfect for the Wild, that's for sure. But I don't see them trading him in division. And again, I would think that if you're going to potentially lose him for nothing, you trade him.
From B-Steph 12, Luke Cunnin, over or under 10 NHL goals this year?
I'd say probably under. I think they're going to... A lot of it will depend on the health of the Wild. I mean, I don't see him making the team. And so if they're healthy this year, I think they just spend a lot of time in Iowa. If they're not healthy this year, they're going to need him. He'll come up. But, I talked to Fenton the other day. Fenton has made it very clear that he's in no hurry with Cunnin, that this is a major injury that he's coming off of, and that he wants to be careful with him. So I think he's a long shot to make the team out of camp.
Fixology Repair does their work quickly. They can fix your watch. They can sell you a watch. They can repair your iPad. They can repair your they can engrave rings. They can engrave other things. They can repair your iPhone. They sell really cool stuff. They sell beautiful watches. They sell great accessories. Last winter they were selling all kinds of hand warmers and things like that for people who are here for the Super Bowl. Check out Fixologyrepair.com for all of their services. One location, third floor of the Mall of America by Nordstrom's. The other location, downtown Minneapolis, just south of the Wells Fargo Center and across from Dunn Brothers.
There are some things in life that you just can't live without. Now, whether it's a special piece of jewelry, a watch, or even your smartphone, you want it in working condition. At Fixology Repair, we are committed to restoring your pieces so that everything works or fits the way it ought to. Watch servicing, chain repair, and broken screen replacements are just a few of the services that we offer at our two locations, Mall of America and the Skyway in downtown Minneapolis. Please visit us at Fixologyrepair.com or at FixologyMN on Twitter to learn more. Mention this ad and get a 10% discount on our services.
I texted with John Hedges yesterday, actually, because my watch, it's all too fast. Every couple days, it's 5 minutes fast. So he's going to hopefully do some magic tricks with it.
Is that just your heart rate speeding up the watch?
It could be. That could be very, very well possible.
From NHL to Seattle on Twitter, a question about Wiffle Wars is off the table. He wants to know about your Wiffle Wars skills.
Not very good. They got fat bats this year. I'm convinced it's because of how bad my showing was last year. Wiffle Wars 2 Saturday at CHS Field. Benefits the Hendrickson Foundation.
Oh, good.
You can go get tickets online at, I think, wifflewars.com. And
Great.
I'm on a team with Don Mitchell. I'm on a team with Jason Zucker's on my team, I believe. He's our captain, actually. Last year, Justin Morneau was my captain.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
How did Morneau do?
Morneau was good. He had a swing with one hand, though.
Is his wrist still bothering him?
Yeah, I think other issues, too. And so last year, we had Stolhansky on my team, Dave Simonette. It was fun last year. I was shoddy. I was very shoddy last year.
That's a nice way to put it, Mike.
Yep.
Thank you. Saved us it costs us a lot of money to.
I know. Poor Brandon would have to listen to this whole thing to find where that was.
Let's not make Brandon listen to this show.
I know.
God.
I was talking to Brandon yesterday. He's got to be the hardest person, other than you, on the podcast network. Oh,
he's everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Where does he find the time?
Well, I do think this has become his primary job.
Nice.
Which is good for him and good for us.
Nice.
I think he does other stuff, and I know he still works at another restaurant. But, I think Brandon likes not having just one traditional job. I think.
Yeah, but just like I was saying to him, we've done now how many shows of this?
800.
100. It's like 160 or something.
Oh, my God.
He's done almost every one. That's got to be hard.
He needs a break.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah. He probably loves it when we say to him, hey, Souhan and I were just going to do a quick show on your handheld.
I think he does, actually. And you know what? Now that we have these really nice headsets, it's not as hard for him to edit. Because usually you would be looking in one direction and holding the mic in the other.
Kind
and
of still that way.
Yeah, but
the worst parts are when I try to take a swig of coffee and this thing's in my way.
That is bad.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's get to Zach Brown's question next. Do want to thank Tony Hoaglund, your State Farm agent in Champlin, Hoaglund, 11351 Aquila Drive North in Champlin, Minnesota. And as I've always told you, he handles my insurance, he handles Michael's insurance. We had a couple people at our last live show come up and ask about working with Tony. We can recommend him.
Hey, Minnesota sports fans. This is your local State Farm agent, Tony Hoaglund. I need you all to ask yourselves this question. If you're in an at-fault car accident and you are sued for $700,000, how much of that $700,000 will my current insurance company pay? If you are unsure or can't answer all $700,000, you need to give us a call. State Farm has been number one in car insurance since World War II and number one in homeowners insurance since 1964. For a no-obligation review of your current policies, call us at 763-421-4900 or check out our website at www.champlininsurance.com.
From Zach Brown, we see the best Minnesota hockey players go play for the Gophers. Does having an NHL team in Minnesota hurt the Gophers from recruiting in-state? More kids now eye the NHL via juniors rather than college hockey. Interesting question.
No, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, that was always going to be that way, and it doesn't hurt the other universities. So I don't see. I mean, that's just the way that the NHL has become. Unfortunately, guys are either leaving college early or choosing the junior path, and that's just especially the salary cap in the NHL now. It's forcing teams to go and sign guys sooner than later, especially the 4-year rule where guys could also become free agents. The whole Blake Wheeler situation that he kind of created years ago, and it's teams feel compelled to get guys that are cheaper players also on the team earlier on to potentially replace more expensive players. So that's a convoluted way, but I don't think the Wild has anything to do with the Gophers' lack of success.
Right. From Patrick Gage, would the Wild have enough cap space? Oh, actually, this is about Seguin. I think we already covered that. Good question, but I think we've covered it. Eric Vigo.
Well, if the question is, could the Wild go after him cap space-wise to re-sign him, they would have to... Same thing. Somebody asked me the other day, could they go after Erik Karlsson? Could the Wild trade for Erik Karlsson now? Or the person asked, could Nino for Karlsson get it done? And I'm just like... The point is that Karlsson's going to want $10 million, say, a year. Well, then you have to get rid of a couple $5 million players in a trade for Karlsson. So it's the same thing. If you're going to sign Seguin eventually as a free agent, the Wild will eventually have to move a couple of their big-name players because they're right under a $79.5 million cap now.
Right. So it was a good question. Thanks, Patrick. From Eric Vigo. I hope I'm getting his name right. I know he's a longtime listener, but I screw up a lot of names. Do you sense any tension between Fenton and Suter over the franchise defenseman's intention to play in the Stars and Stripes showdown?
No, I think Fenton was just being careful to make sure Suter understood that it made no sense for him to play. I mean, they need this guy healthy. They also don't need him rushing. I mean, I would not be shocked if at the beginning of camp we don't see Suter on the ice, and I think that's a good thing. I mean, they need him healthy for not even the start of the year. I mean, they need him healthy by when they need him. You know, they need him in the second half of the season and going into the playoffs. And if that means being patient and making sure he's not on the ice in training camp for a good chunk of it, or even the start of the season, that's the smartest thing they could possibly do. I can't imagine, as much as I know Ryan Suter, he's a stubborn guy. I got to think that he's trying to push himself to be ready for the day one of camp. And this is a major injury that he had. It's stopping and starting is not going to be easy. And I hear it hasn't been easy. So I think that they just want him to be, as careful as possible here.
From Bruce Siski, asking a very controversial
question. This is back-to-back The Athletic freelancers, by the way. Yeah. Vigo, our Gophers writer, Siski, our great Bulldogs freelancer and play-by-play guy at the Gopher Bulldogs.
Bruce asks, I don't care how much, he's trying to get you in trouble here. I don't care how much someone loves a band, there has to be a song they don't think is as good as the others. So what's your least favorite Trampled by Turtles song?
Can't think of the name.
Hey, there's Springsteen songs I hate.
Yeah.
From Hish, why did Brown elbow Jason? Was there history or dislike, or was it just a random event?
Why did Brown elbow JT Brown, Jason Zucker? Did something happen that I didn't know about?
I don't know. I just read.
Why did Brown elbow Jason?
Yeah.
I don't know when they would have skated yet. Oh, you know what? I bet he's talking about Dustin Brown, Jason Pominville from like 2013.
Oh, wow.
I know, that's just Dustin Brown. I mean, they were going for a puck battle at the blue line, and I think this is probably who he's referring to. And Brown, who's a dirty player and loves to elbow people, elbowed him in the face. Yep.
From Will Peterson, where's Nino?
Nino is always, usually he goes to Portland, Oregon right now for speed skating.
A couple more Twitter questions. Good stuff as always. We appreciate it. Again, thanks to Dulono's Pizza, Whizkids.tech, Twill in the Edina Galleria, FixologyRepair.com, Tony Hoaglund, your State Farm agent in Champlin. Thanks to Brandon Morton for producing. Next live show, September 5th, 5:30. It's a Wednesday night. Come by Dulono's Pizza for happy hour, pizza, everything else. We'll have a good time. We always do. Hoping to line up some cool guests in the future as well as we go forward here. And we'll wrap up the show with a couple more Twitter questions. James Polkowski, Severance guy, of all the GMs you've covered, where does Fenton rank in access and communication with the press? Has Fenton tightened up your sources within the Wild organization? Fenton doesn't seem to enjoy banter with the press.
I always loved Severance guy.
I know.
I sent him a note a couple weeks ago. I'm like, man, they needed you at the town hall.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's gotten better. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Since June, when I was pointing out, that he was being tight with the press and particularly me. He's definitely gotten better. He's been accessible. Whenever I've needed him, I've gotten him. We'll see once we get to camp. I definitely think injuries will be very different now. He's made it very clear he doesn't like being forthcoming with injuries, which will change probably the way that Bruce is. Also, something else that will change how forthcoming they are with injuries is that we're going to be at the practice facility. And, a lot of stories that I break when it comes to injuries or things like that is just having my eyeballs open, not whether I see a player or just kind of sense stuff. And now we're going to be really kind of enclosed, elevator to the locker room back up to the arena. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Tria, the ice rink is on the, I think, 7th floor of the old Macy's building, and the locker room's in the bottom, and the players are actually going to take elevators up and down to practice, and same thing with the press. So I'm not going to get to have free reign of walking around the way that I used to. So that'll probably change things, and that'll probably get frustrating, but it just means you use your sources more. Definitely, I feel that people are tightened up now because they don't, they want to develop trust with Fenton, and it's been harder getting information and things like that. But it didn't hurt me on July 1st. I feel like I broke pretty much every story that happened that day, and that was by just working hard and using external sources, and I have a lot of them. So, and that's kind of what I've shown him is like, look, I don't need to be the enemy. We don't need to be combative in this relationship. My job is to be a liaison for the fans, and I think Fenton's going to start to get it. It's going to be different. He's somebody. Look, he's the son of a police chief in northern, and he's from Massachusetts, so he's got that whole demeanor to him too, and so it'll be, it'll take a while to develop that relationship. The good news is that I've known Fenton for a long time. And he and I have been cordial with each other for a long time. And I've said it, over and over again, Fenton's the reason why I was able to get that Jordan Greenway story last year for his NHL debut. And he told me that not only did he tell me David Quinn was at the game surprising Greenway for his NHL debut, but he actually got me David Quinn when I interviewed him for that game. So he's not a bad guy at all. It's just going to be he's in charge, and he believes that certain things should be in house, and so we'll do our best.
From Liam C., what do you think is a more likely scenario this season? Wild being in the playoff contention and Fenton adding players, or team being out of the race and Fenton selling hard?
There's no selling hard with this team. First of all, again, at the trade deadline, you don't usually give up guys with major term, and the Wild have almost everybody with term but Prosser and Stahl. So, and the guys that they signed for one-year deals. So there's I just can't see a sell-off here. There's just no way. The terms rule the roost on this, and so there's no sell-off.
From Ralph Wiggum, a lot of questions here. I'll boil them down. When Fenton got hired, he sat down with Bruce. Who did they disagree on? Any idea if they have any disagreements?
Well, Bruce wanted Winnick back. He did not. That's one.
Okay.
But they made a compromise. Bruce got Hendricks in here. Salary caps also ruled the roost here. Yep. And when they didn't make any trades going on as of July 1st, you just knew these were going to be the type of periphery moves that they made. They feel like they got a really good defenseman in Greg Patterson and spent some dollars on that. And then they had to really go cheap if they were going to re-sign Zucker and Dumba. And so they did. They signed Eric Ferrer for $700. They signed Matty Hendricks for the league minimum. They signed JT Brown for the league minimum. So that's just really all they could do. They couldn't afford guys like Derek Ryan and players like that. They couldn't find who was it? Spooner? No, was it Spooner? Who I can't remember the guy also from the Bruins who they had interest in, but he was too expensive. So that's just kind of the way things are.
Two more from Drugged Zebra. Have you bribed Fenton with a Starbucks gift card for info yet?
No, and I don't think it would work anyway. He'd probably turn me in. Again, police chief's son.
Yeah.
A lot of law enforcement. His brother was a police officer forever too. But what a great Twitter name, Drugged Zebra.
That's pretty good.
It's awesome.
Yeah. From Matt Kinney. Kinnesotan, he calls himself. The Wild just announced that Greenway will be going to Traverse City. Do you think that might mean he's not a lock for the opening night roster as Bruce makes it seem?
Matt Kinney, I feel like he's been Kinnesotan has definitely tweeted me since like he was a child, I think. I don't know how old he is now. The question was, Jordan Greenway?
Yeah.
Well, I don't ever think that he was a lock. Greenway is mostly going to Traverse City, I'm sure, because Fenton, who has never seen, Greenway up close other than his NHL debut and maybe scouting him on, he wants to see him for a prolonged stretch is my guess. That is, like, Boudreau's only going to be there for a day or two, and in Boudreau's mind, Greenway's on the team. I talked to Fenton again the other day, and in Fenton's mind, Greenway has the in to make the team. But if Greenway doesn't cut it, and this gives them a running start into training camp, then you have Matt Reed, you have Luke Cunnin, you have Kyle Rao, and things like that. So there are other guys. Greenway has never spent a minute in the minors. So even if he made the team, it doesn't mean that he's going to be here all year long. Even if he doesn't make the team, it doesn't mean he's going to be in Iowa all year long. That's the greatness of having a guy that's on a contract that doesn't deal with, that doesn't have waiver situation, that he can go up and down freely. So I do think that it would be smart, though, that if the Wild make Greenway earn a roster spot and not just anoint him the way they did with Eriksson Ek last year when we all knew Eriksson Ek was going to make the team, and I don't think he was ready at the start of the season.
I think in a week nothing's happening. 40 minutes is enough. We'll end it here. We'll have more interesting topics for you on Wednesday at Dulono's Pizza. We kind of try to save a lot of our media subjects for then anyway, and we really enjoy answering live questions from people who show up. Come, have a beer, have a pizza, hang out with us. Thanks to Michael Russo as always, and thanks to Brandon Morton and all of our sponsors. If you'd like to advertise with the program, you can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com, and we'll talk to you next week.
Pretty little city built on a hillside. Music in the bars and fire in the sky. We went to the beach and it was covered in ice. And I used to call it home. So much coming out, there's nothing going in. I know that you feel like you're never gonna win. Oh, but the world won't forgive a winner.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. You'll proudly mow the lawn. Ask if anybody noticed you mowed the lawn. Tell people to stay off the lawn. Compare it to your neighbor's lawn. And complain about having to mow the lawn again. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance, which, of course, will go right into the lawn. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
From the kids to Aunt Sue, keep your whole family connected on all their devices with crowd-pleasing gig-speed internet from Xfinity. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit today. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed.